This body cam footage is directly from I don't know the name. I don't know the name, but
Chauvin, whatever nigga.
Chauvin, something like that.
But it's directly from his body cam, and either him or Thomas Lane, one of the two. But yeah.
So speak on it. What happens? What happens on the shit? Because I didn't see it.
It's probably infuriating. That's probably what it is.
Of course.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be subjective. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the subjective guy because I know both sides of the debate. So what happens is George Floyd gets pulled over. Well, not even pulled over. The cops pull up to the car. You know what I'm saying? As they pull up to the car, within probably 15 to 20 seconds, they tell him to roll the window down. They tell him to put his hands on the steering wheel, and then they had their guns drawn, guns blazing on him or what have you. Then after that, they get him out of the car. You know what I'm saying? Like he's pleading for them to not shoot him. And apparently, he, at least listening to like one of the other ladies that was there, she says that he's been shot before. He's been shot. I don't know if it was in a similar instance or what have you, but she kept saying like he's been shot before, and that's why he was acting such a way. So like the cops drag him out of the car, they put him in, or try to put him in the backseat of their car. But the entire time as they're trying to put him in the car and getting them over to their cop car, he's like, you know what I'm saying, talking to them and telling them like, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. This isn't me. Like I ain't do nothing, like, or y'all got the wrong one or something along those lines. So they finally get to like trying to push him in the car, put him in the car. And then as he's trying to get put in the car, he says, I'm claustrophobic. Please don't put me in the car. And then the cops are like, all right. They, after going back and forth with him for a while, they say, nah, we will roll the window down. One of them says, we'll roll the window down and I'll stay with you. And then he's like, nah, I'm gonna just go ahead. Can I just lay on the floor? Can I lay on the floor outside of the car or something? And then from there,
My bad.
From there it escalates, and then that's where we get to the outside of the car, and where we get to what everybody has seen, the 846. I think I wrapped it up. And if I missed anything, please feel free.
How the fuck did we get to the point with the niggas knee on this nigga?
Well, real quick, Al. The point, when he first got taken out of his car and he was sitting on the sidewalk, and then they took him like across the street or something. Like, I don't know what transpired. I saw that on the video, but
so from what we saw, at least the body cam footage that we saw, I didn't see him sitting on the sidewalk. Like they pushed him up against the wall, pushed him up against the I guess the storefront. They pushed him up against the storefront, but it was like they had his arms behind his back and they was pushing him up against the storefront. But I didn't see him sitting down on the ground or anything.
They definitely showed that. They be editing and throwing stuff in there, because I definitely saw that man on the ground.
That was a quick question. Did you say when they came to his window, they had the guns drawn and shit?
Yeah.
One gun you see.
Yeah.
Which was the officer with the camera.
Yeah. Within 15 seconds, yeah. So they came up to the car, they told him to roll his windows down, they told him to put his hands on the steering wheel. From there, he put his hands on the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying? But in his defense, and I guess in any person's defense, like he was, you know what I'm saying, he was nicked up. And then they pulled the guns on him and he told him, don't shoot. And like from there, I don't think he ever calmed down from the jet.
But my question is, didn't they call the police over him having a counterfeit bill or something like that?
All right, look, this is why I got.
Why are guns drawn over a fucking counterfeit bill? I don't understand this shit. Why do we have to make tensions hot just off rip? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Randall. My bad. Go ahead.
Let me preface by saying, like, whatever I'm about to say doesn't equate to him. Like, there's no reason why the man should have been killed. Period.
Yeah, straight up.
But this nigga, from what I've seen, definitely escalated the situation.
How?
Like, how? What you mean? First of all, there's no reason for them to pull a gun on you. Yes, but
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in the video,
so the situation's already escalated. Why are you pulling a gun if I have a counterfeit fucking bill? I didn't hold the fucking store up with a gun and no shit. Why do you have a gun?
Bro, at that point, it's already happening. So it's probably better for you to defuse the situation and like if somebody got the gun drawn on you, why are you like fidgeting around? Like you giving them a reason to shoot your ass. For one, like that shit could have ended like with a gunshot early in the jump. But after the fact, he was just like all over the place, like yelling and screaming, and then when he was like about to be put in the car, like he was resisting arrest and shit, and they like his mans and them was telling him like, bruh, like stop resisting, like let them do what they gotta do, because at this point, like they're not gonna take the cuffs off, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna reverse the shit, so let them do what they gotta do, and then like whatever you gotta do, we can get out the shit. I feel like
if he's in like a full-blown panic attack, though, like you somebody who's like in the middle of an episode to relax or to do this or to do that. At that point in time, the endorphins and the chemical reaction.
At what point did he have a panic attack?
This nigga would.
Well, fuck that. At one point, is it okay to just relax my knee on this
about that, though? Because they're gonna do they're gonna do exactly what they're gonna do. Like I don't know if you've been in certain situations like that. I mean, I have, but
like, Randall, you.
I ain't never had no motherfucking knee on my neck.
Hold on, Corey. Al just said that he got shot before. So that
what that got to do with them? What that got to do with officers that's going to do exactly what they want to do?
Listen.
You gotta know your surroundings.
Listen though, if you got shot before and officers are automatically putting their gun on you, you can have a panic attack at that moment.
I understand. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that he had to go through that shit like multiple times. But you got to know your surroundings.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, we smart enough to know our surroundings, and we know how to, you know.
Was it clear that he wasn't on no drugs or nothing like that?
He was on drugs. But he was on fentanyl and some other shit. Like at the same, he was on 2 drugs at the same time.
That's probably why he was fucking panicking.
That's probably why he was probably schizophrenic and
but even within that, like at the end of the day, like even like you can say you can be like, all right, I've been in a traumatic situation. If a gun gets drawn on me, I'm gonna get a defensive position. All right, you're a police officer. You gotta deal with people with weapons, all kinds of shit every fucking day. So obviously, if they dealing with a nigga who fidgety, what you think gonna fucking happen? Like we can look at it from one perspective, but you gotta understand the cop is always in a defensive perspective because you know we hear stories about what happens to them, but like the fucked up shit happens to cops too. Like they might just be pulling somebody over and the motherfucker reach a gun over and just start shooting on their ass. So you gotta, even if you like them or not, you can't take away from the human perspective that these niggas still approach situations in a defensive place. You dealing with a nigga that's like 6'5", 270, straight muscle, all fucking agitated, and all these niggas smaller than him. Like I know a lot of niggas, like if you're like if a small nigga dealing with a big agitated nigga, you probably gonna get a little defensive. Like let's be real. Like come on, you know what I'm saying? So
but it's 5 of you versus one nigga though. It's 5 of them versus one nigga though.
But what I'm sitting there saying is this: what I'm saying, like if you got the law on, like the law is not in your hands. The law is on the side of the fucking people. You can use all these excuses. You can talk about what's unfair and what's not fair. But what you can do is control your emotions and take care of that situation. Like people like to be like, oh, people try to focus on right from wrong. Fuck right from wrong, because you can be right and still get shot in the fucking head. So at the end of the goddamn day, you take control of that situation by controlling your emotions. You can't get caught up in all that simple shit. Like I'm just saying,
but
like
if you off right them fucking drugs and shit.
So this is my perspective.
And you can say it's not fair, and nigga still blow your head off, nigga. It don't make it, and you ain't gonna come home to your family at the end of the day. So what matter? You was right, and then you got shot. Don't make no sense.
So this is my perspective, and I agree with you, Marcus. I agree with you. But this is where race comes into play, because I've seen multiple videos where Caucasians have axes, swords, fucking anything you could think of, and they're begging the cops to do something about it.
Please
attacking the cops. Yeah. And the cops still don't kill them. So it's to my perspective, I agree with you fully. Especially as a black man, you should be aware of that shit. But that does not mean that shit is right. Like if they don't treat the white people the same way, that shit's not right.
I agree with you. But you gotta carry yourself a certain way.
Look,
I agree with that, but that's not saying it's right, because if they don't.
But what I'm saying, also within that, yes, you're right. You may have seen 10, 15, 20, 30 videos of fucking white dudes act wilding out and not getting caught up by the cops. That still don't take away from the fact that there's still white people out here who do get agitated and get shot the fuck up. It don't make a difference. Like, you can focus on the videos, but there's still white people who act the fuck up and still get shot the fuck up. But of course, mainstream media ain't gonna show you that shit, because that's not the narrative that's gonna generate motherfucking money. Black and white, it's like the what they call the Hegelian dialect. It's like you take black and white, you take opposites, Redskins, Cowboys, red and fucking blue, Democrats and fucking Republicans, red and blue, black and white, opposites. So if you can't bring along opposites, you can't fucking sensationalize the situation. It's not gonna be as sexy to show a fucking white dude get shot by a cop on TV.
It's not about sexy.
Marcus.
I don't know about that. It's not about sexy. I've yet to see an unarmed white man.
That's what we posted on here.
My point. They're not going to show that.
I've yet to see
It's not showing opposition. It's not showing opposition when it just shows a white dude, but when it shows a black man getting shot by a white cop, there's opposition.
What are you saying, Arnold?
We posted the video of the white boy crawling in the hotel and he got shot the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah. I did see. Okay, all right. I'll give you that.
Yeah, look, this is what I'm sitting there saying. At the end of the day, like we can have a whole bunch of different cops, different people. There's some fucking cops who's not going to fucking take the chance against a white person or a black person. There's cops out here who are not going to give a fuck who you are. If you are a threat, I'm coming home to my family regardless. And it's same thing with y'all niggas. Like, y'all, at the end of the day, you black, pro-black, I love my people. If you a cop and there's a black dude threatening you and you got to choose if you're going to come home to see your family or not, nigga, what you going to do?
You going to put your knee on his neck for 10 minutes? What you mean?
That tells you that the police
you going to put your knee on his neck for 10 minutes? I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, now we're going to go back. We're going back to this.
Before we go back to the end of the George Floyd thing.
No, I'm just talking.
All Paul was saying is he's not saying it doesn't go both ways sometimes. He's not saying that. He's saying, do you honestly sit here and think that it's 50-50? That is fair.
I'm not saying it's crazy. We was talking about George Floyd, and then you was talking about how white people do this to us. That's when it got off the George Floyd.
No, that's what I'm talking about, Matt. Like what Matt said, the percentage is off. That's all I'm saying. The shit ain't even, man. That's all I'm saying. Like you're right. He shouldn't have been fidgety.
Nowhere near.
He shouldn't have been fidgety. But I don't condone putting my knee on somebody's neck for 10 minutes.
Nobody's condoning that at all on any level. But that's not what we went from George Floyd to talking about how white cops do us. That's what happened. We wasn't just talking about it. It went from George Floyd to that. Now we talking about George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, you dealing with motherfuckers with weapons. You dealing with fucking emotions. Fucked up shit happens. You can't, like, that's just what the reality. That's the fucking reality, man. Nothing happens.
I ain't going to accept shit happens. You kill somebody.
Nothing's going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect unless you want to get fucking robots to be the fucking police patrol. Shit ain't going to be perfect. It's all bullshit going to happen.
So you're completely right about bullshit's gonna happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that make sense. But the thing is, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, as a public service, I'm supposed to protect and serve. Like, you're supposed to be able to de-escalate situation. So in this situation, I'm not talking about any other situation. In this situation, like, you saw his hands on the steering wheel. Yes, he's fidgety. You saw his hands on the steering wheel. You have backup. You have everything there. You checked him. You have him in handcuffs. You have him restrained or what have you. Like, I feel like you're still supposed to be able to de-escalate the situation at some point in time. If you can understand, like, I feel like as humans, the same way you can understand, like, somebody who is going to be in shock, who is going to have you know what I'm saying, an adrenaline rush, being as though a gun is drawn on them at the blink of an eye. So I feel like, and this is just, once again, this is just me, and this is, I know life happens, and I know these situations are, you know what I'm saying, like happen in the blink of an eye. But at the same time, if you as a police officer and you have him in cuffs, you are supposed to be in control of the situation. At no point in time even if he is 6'7", I don't know his physical stature, but I feel like he was 6'6", 2 something. But even if if he's with his hands behind his back, like, I mean, I feel like that you're supposed to be able to, you know what I'm saying, be able to calm the situation down.
At the end of the day, it's 5 of y'all niggas who are lawfully carrying guns. Y'all have badges. Y'all have a license to shoot whoever the fuck y'all want to shoot. Just off because I said I feared for my life or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So no, I can't agree with that shit.
I can't agree with it either. And this is the thing too. This is the thing too. I looked up the percentage of Americans that are on prescription drugs that have to deal with anything mental that affect their mental issue. And it's 67% right now, right? So that just speaks to, okay, if 67% of our fucking population is on medication that affects their mental or that affects their physical being or how they react to stress, how they react to panic attacks. These cops should be trained on that shit. That's I'm just talking about.
You're supposed to be a professional.
That's what I'm saying. We're not trained as human beings, as fucking citizens. We're not trained to deal with. I mean, as a black person, you're supposed to be because
just as a citizen, like you were saying, as a citizen.
But we're not trained. We're not paid to deal with that everyday situation. They are, and I feel like they should be trained to deal with people that got issues. Like that's my perspective, bro.
I'm sure they deal with people. I'm sure they get trained to deal with people like that's under the influence and shit like that.
Should have been trained.
You know what I'm saying is, even within that, even it's be like, all right, we got so many people on drugs and because of whatever the fucking situation is going on in society. Is that a police problem because they don't know how to deal with that? Like maybe it's a reflection of society that so many people on drugs, and that's the bigger fish to fry, rather than the people who's put in place by the government to respond by that. So you can look at it from a perspective that these niggas are no different of pawns.
No, there's a war on drugs.
At the end of the day,
no, they should know.
That's their job, bro. That's their job.
That's their job. Exactly.
You understand what I'm trying to say? What I'm saying that the amount of people on these drugs is due to the response to the environment and the society that we live in. All this quote unquote drug rap and music and I'm so depressed and all this shit is a complete response to the environment that we live in. So focusing on the people who are put in place to respond to that, yes, they could quote unquote do a job, but it's still a reflection of a bigger problem, which is the society that we live in. You can sit there and attack them. You can talk about the police, right? How they respond to it, but that's not going to take niggas off drugs and the people who are dealing with depression and all the pain.
This is my answer to that.
Right?
This is my answer to that, Marcus. This is my answer to that. And I think you are right. I think that there's no way we're going to be able to attack that problem. And I've looked at the percentages. It keeps going up and up and up. I don't think us saying that nobody should be on prescription drugs is going to solve it. I think that the immediate fix is that the fucking cops need to understand that they're not always going to deal with a regular person that's super calm. That's my thing. I feel like they should go for that shit.
I'm super calm.
That's why them niggas be scared.
It's a gun in my face. I'm super calm.
Like them niggas don't them niggas be scared. Like I don't understand. Y'all think these niggas be big bad bullies and shit. I know they exist. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like these motherfuckers be thinking anything can happen. Anytime I walk up to a motherfucker's car, anything could go the fuck down. Like I can understand why a motherfucker would think that way.
Marcus, just for clarification, when you say these niggas, you talking about the cops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, who else would I be talking about?
I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to get on the same page, nigga.
Hey, do George Floyd got like a rap sheet? Like I'm not trying to like.
Yeah, remember you heard the story how he stuck that pregnant woman up with her by the stomach. I know that doesn't justify him being killed, but like when he did what? He did what? They robbed their house.
That sounds horrible.
Hold on, let me make a point. Like, don't you think this nigga has been through like some type of like system, like judicial system? Like
I forgot that he had a long ass rap sheet. He been a rap sheet like I forgot how many times. Yeah.
Why are you escalating certain situations at this point? Like how the shit goes. Like the handcuffs are gonna go on you. Like you're gonna get in the car.
But it speaks volumes. It's not like he was trying to fight the police or no shit like that.
He was resisting. He was real live resisting arrest at one point. He backed out the backside of the car. Like keep it all the way 100. Like he was scooting out the backside of the car. He said,
I'm not gonna say keep it all because I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Was this on the body cam joint?
Yeah,
it's the new shit.
I didn't see that joint. I didn't see it.
He escalated that. Like if you know how like white police officers, and you already knew the nigga too. If you know how niggas are, why you escalating the situation?
Because so was he under the influence at the time, or he was sober?
Bro, it don't matter, bro. It don't.
But even at the end of the day, though, even at the end of the day,
like,
if he was
different.
What you mean? So that's gonna give him a pass? Oh, you was high, so
I'm not saying it gives him a pass. I'm just saying that's probably why he wasn't able to control himself. That's what you. If he's on drugs,
that's what I'm saying.
Of course,
if because that's the first thing they're saying.
Oh,
he was off drugs or whatever. So yeah, it was
okay.
Won't hold up.
It won't hold up.
But,
right, so
my whole thing is like,
I don't know what's that PCP, and they're going PCP. He wilding the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Doing some shit. You know, and putting people in danger.
The horse tranquilizers. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could have used horse tranquilizer on the nigga and still putting a knee to his.
But
neck,
but he wasn't even. But still, it wasn't even nothing. It wasn't nothing no crazy. I didn't see him literally fighting the police or nothing. Okay, you're. Runner said, okay, he tried to back up out of the car or whatever. Okay, all right, fine. We're gonna muscle your ass down and get you on the ground. Fine. And that's it.
You gotta watch the body cam footage.
Let me ask y'all.
I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
So Randall, and Marcus, do y'all think with the body cam information, do y'all think the officers are gonna be charged guilty, or y'all think
it's gonna make it easier case? It's gonna make it easier.
I think Chauvin should definitely. I mean, I don't think there's no way you can get off of that shit that Chauvin did though. That shit was blatant,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
They said,
but I'm speaking from a perspective of like being in control of the situation, like not giving a cop an opportunity to justify his actions. Like, I'm talking about that shit. What Chauvin did, there's no defense, and I can't see like if he gets off on it, it's not because it was. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about if you could do everything out of your power to prevent it from getting to that place. You know what I'm saying? Then that's a different conversation. But what Chauvin did, there's no defense of that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
But the other cops, I could see them getting off. But the nigga who had the knee on the neck, nah. I mean, but like I said, the way society going, they might let that nigga off just to create instability in society.
So,
you know what I mean? So
that's why I think they released that footage.
Depending on whatever court you in, depending on whatever court they're going into.
That's why I mean they're gonna use that. They're gonna use that. That's why they released the shit.
To get even deeper, that's why I think this shit is like all fluke, because the nigga has to be on the ground. He put his knee in his neck, and they teach them niggas to put knees and necks in that city, in that state.
Yeah, in that city, yep.
So
did they? Oh, okay. So that's
I didn't know
so
that.
then the department is gonna get sued out that fucking ass. Then
it's hard to believe, but like that he might get off. Like that's a hard pill to swallow. But
because that wasn't something that they outlawed in that city. So it actually outlawed, I think, in 40 cities, but that one was one that still allowed it. So
and to get,
that just
because then he might get off. Yeah, you might be right, and there might be a bunch of upset motherfuckers like with the Trayvon shit.
Exactly.
That shit.
Exactly, Corey. And see, exactly. This is that Trayvon Martin shit all over again. And I kind of feel like they do this on purpose to break the spirits of black people, because we be getting so caught up in this shit. So it'd be like, oh, look at this heinous crime that blatantly happened on TV. Let's let this nigga get off so y'all can feel like
I'm trying to tell you,
on y'all side. So y'all can develop more of a victim mentality. Like, come on, man.
So Marcus, we predicted this shit too. I said, there's so many back-to-back cases that are going on right now, and it all is gonna hit like towards the end of this year. And it's gonna be at least one or two of the people that get off, and it's gonna circulate. It's gonna start another riot. It's like
you already see it.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. They're already practicing in Portland right now. They're practicing literally right now for when the shit goes down.
Yeah.
Nah, real shit.
Yeah, they
are about the military.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I just got sick of my stomach.
This is like a microcosm. This shit that's going on right now is a microcosm to the world that they trying to create for us in the future. This is like the test run to see if it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this shit going right now, I like, nigga, all our freedoms is about to be gone, and niggas can't see it. All this shit being, hold on. You said what?
Explain
like,
that in totality.
All right, okay, you want me to explain it? All right. So all our liberations is about to be taken from us, and we don't even see it because, like, even with this, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to, you know, like Black Lives Matter, all this shit, like, all this is, like, rooted in, it's like kind of like they kind of tell us, like, this is for your liberation, this is for your good. Like, all this cancel culture, all this, it's all control. It's like you can't say what you want to say out of the goodness, out of the, oh, we want to protect people's feelings. Oh, this is, offensive. All this shit is control. It's like now it's gonna put everybody into a box and be like, okay, in order to make a society where everybody's happy, you gotta live within this box. And if you don't live within this box, then you're not a part of this society. So if you start to pay attention, this cancel culture shit is like a hive mentality where everybody think where they think like, in order to have a utopian society, we must all be politically correct. So people are thinking that they're being politically correct and doing the right thing without realizing that they're actually going into a fucking box of control where if you don't go inside that box, you're not a good person. You can be castigated, I think if that's the right word, out of society if you don't fit inside that box. That's why even in the NBA, look for an example, they'll be like, oh, you can say what you want to say. We push our players, speak your truth, say what you want to say. But then when the niggas say some shit about Jews, can't say that. When the niggas say things outside that box, can't say that.
Because
there's not as much freedom as they try to portray it. See, they only want you to say what they want. They only want you to say what they want you to say. They don't want you to speak the truth. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on in society right now. Like, we're slowly losing all our freedoms in the name of political correctness.